Hey, welcome back everybody to lesson number 20. I know, can we believe it? There's 4 left. This has actually been an amazing ride and hopefully you've enjoyed this as well. Today we're going to be doing on the back from the waist up. So we're going to be doing the lower back, the erector spinae, latissimus dorsi, your triceps, deltoids, going up into the neck area, tops of the shoulders. So we're going to be doing a lot of different things. I'm going to show you on a client how I work. You guys should already know this. We've been practicing a lot with the back muscles. So we're just going to do a really, I've already done my assessment with her. She's on the table. If you look, it's really quite interesting. You can see how her shoulder blade is popped up. This right one is sucked down and underneath. So right off the bat, we can tell that we've got some rhomboid issues. We've got some erector spinae issues. We're probably going to be getting into the lat muscles with her. We're also going to check the lower back muscles. We're just going to make sure that all of that is good. But you can definitely tell the compensation muscles. You can actually see that that left side is a little bit tighter. So that's where we're going to be focusing today on her. So hold on, enjoy this, take some good notes. Like I said, I'm just going to run through this just like the last couple of videos. She's a client, she's come in, and we're just going to work it. So I'm not going to take a lot of time to explain and stand up and show, but I will talk it through of what I'm doing and what I'm feeling, okay? So that's what's going on. So our first step is we're going to get some bolsters, and whenever I'm working on the back now or any of the erector spinae muscles, what I'm doing is I just pop the hips up. So if I'm working the low back side, okay, we're going to put the towel or the bolster on the opposite side hip and the same side shoulder. So this is a tight side. So I'm going to take my bolster and I'm going to roll up the hip. Now remember, you're not going to want to put the whole hip sideways. You're going to want to stick some stuff out because that's going to help them roll onto it. The other one's going to go underneath the shoulder, just like that. And like I said, the opposite hip is where I'm working on the back. So we've got that muscle just kind of rolling around. Sherry, you feel that thing right there? Okay. Now there's a couple of different ways that we can work on it. One of the ways is right in here, right on that erector spinae muscle. Now, we can take this fist and we can kind of push the hip down. Because what I'm doing is as I'm pushing that hip down, or like I've taught, you can actually grab the calf and pull it down. But I like the hip. Kind of keeps everything right in here. All right, you're just kind of tractioning it down. And each time you traction down, you're pushing deeper. Because what that is doing is that is opening up that lower back muscle, and that is so hard to get into. Perfect. Now once I got into that one, now you can just kind of hold for a minute. And I'm not going straight down on it. Okay guys, I'm at an angle, kind of going through. The bolster over here is helping that hip stay stable. And it's keeping pressure off of the opposite side back. Okay, good. So now that got me in. So now the hand, we can grab that hip. We can kind of rotate it back and forth. There we go. Starting to curl. So what's happening is the edge is sitting like this, and I'm putting pressure on it to get it to curl up. And you can come off a little bit and come back in. You can sit there and switch. Okay, there's the edge. Feel the difference in that pressure? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now you just kind of grab the opposite side and you rock it back and forth. Now it doesn't want to move at all. There we goes. Yeehaw. Feel that pressure, let go. And I say yeehaw all the time. Like, you guys, this is really, this is how I work on people. So that, just let go. Feel that rotation in there. Yeah, that whole back, just totally let go with it. So we're going to come out slow. Always come out slow on the low back, whether you get it or not. Okay? That feels great. This wasn't too bad. The real problem is going to be up in here. So once I get the low back from about shoulder blade down, if this feels good, I will take that bolster out. All right, we're going to take that bolster out, set it right there. And now what I'm going to be working on, we're going to be working up here. Now I want you guys just to notice, just was loosening this up and taking the bolster out, it's really relaxed this side shoulder blade. It's just dropped it down real quick. This side, we still got a lot of work to do. We're going to come in here in the rhomboids now. So I'm actually going to feel, now you guys got to remember, this is a little bit more delicate place, so you got to find the edge of that shoulder blade. And what I'll do is I'll play around with it too. I'll lift that up. Okay, see how I'm underneath that? Just like that. You can pop that shoulder blade up, and then you kind of know where that edge is. So that is where you can stick your knuckles right in there, okay? But on this, I really enjoy using my forearm. One, it doesn't tire me out, and it gets a wider pressure all over. So what I'm doing is I've got that edge, I've got on the muscle, and then I'm going to kind of twist it. I'm going to slide that arm all the way across, and underneath it, so let me kind of show you. I'm here, and I'm doing this with my forearm, and then I'm sliding it, and I'm pushing those muscles, and I'm pinning them up against the spinal cord. So the muscles are getting actually pinned up against the spinal cord so they don't flip, because the back muscles are really, they're little flippy, ropey muscles. You can quote me on that, flippy, ropey. So I'm going to twist and slide in, and there it is. So now with the arm, just do what we've always done. We're just going to rotate it back and forth to break up the muscle fibers. And when it drops me in on it, check with the pressure. How's that pressure, Sherry? Good. Okay, ooh, there we go. Do you feel that thing just pop? Okay, so the muscle just separated, it just popped, and I felt it go down this way, and it released under my elbow. So what that did is that dropped me in on it. So now I'm going to come out and do some wide arcing movements. It's going to be more on the upper part side. See how I'm not moving her arm down this way. I'm starting at a 90 and moving it up that way, because that's what's going to stretch all those muscles out between the shoulder blades. Now there's the big one. So she's got a big one, right there. Now what I'm not doing is I'm not using my elbow. I'm going to show you on her, this part right here. I'm not using my elbow, I'm using this part. And it's okay to shift directions and then pick it back up when you find that knot. Because that's what we're looking for, is that knot. There we go. There we go. Did you feel those? So what I got two pops. I got one that separated the muscle and dropped me in, and then I got the other one that I needed to let go. Yeah, that looks real good. We're going to take this out now. We're going to test that. Okay, guys. See how we're starting to get a little shoulder blade popping up right in through there. That's what we want. We're almost looking more natural over here. So I'm going to put my bolster down. The other thing you could do is there's always a muscle underneath the shoulder blade sometimes. So you can just kind of pull that out of the way. Once all these muscles get loose, you should be able to just kind of play around with the shoulder blade, which is really quite fun. This is probably one of the funnest times I have is working on people's shoulder blades like this, because it's like a toy. Okay, so I'm actually going to show you with my knuckle. Okay, you guys can still see that trap that I'm flipping over. So we need to get that one. And I'm not going to use a bolster. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stretch her arm out. So you guys see that? I stretched her arm out and pushed. That shoulder blade just popped right out. In fact, let me do that again, okay? Just so you guys can see that. So if I push, it moves it just a little bit. But if I put pressure on that shoulder blade and push at the same time, it makes that shoulder blade come out, which is going to help me get underneath on that muscle. That is a pretty cool visual. I'd like to thank Sherry for having really, really tight muscles for your enjoyment. Okay, now that's the kind of problem we're having. As I'm bringing her elbow down, that shoulder blade wants to come up. There we go. Okay, hopefully you guys saw that. See that difference there? All right. Can you feel that difference? Okay, so when I first brought it up, it was okay. But when I brought it down, when I was bringing it down, that shoulder blade wanted to go towards the shoulder. It didn't want to settle down. And now, when I move that, you can see that shoulder blade moving down the way it's supposed to. Yeah, and out. That's how the shoulder blade is supposed to move. Bingo. Oh, beauty. Beauty, 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 beauty. All right. So now what we're going to get into is infraspinatus, deltoid, and tricep. I'm actually going to use a stool on this one. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to work the infraspinatus, the deltoid, and the tricep. And then we'll get into the lat muscles as well. So how we do that is you can stand up and do it, but I like to sit, or you can kneel. I recommend sitting. And you're going to kind of push into the infraspinatus. The infraspinatus, remember, is the muscle that's on top of the shoulder blade. So I'm going to find, okay, it's right there. Now does that radiate anywhere? Does that go down your arm or up to your head or anything? Or just up my back and head. Okay. Okay, so by me pushing here, she says it's radiating up her neck and head. So that's going to give me an idea of she's probably got more top shoulder issues than actual arm. But I've got to check that out as well just to make sure. So where it radiates to is kind of where it's my guide where I might be going next. I'm going to keep that in the back of my head all the time. There it is. So what I'm doing is the deltoid, let me just show you guys, the deltoid is right in here and attaches to there, and the infraspinatus comes right underneath that. So that's where I'm sticking my knuckle. And I'm actually kind of pushing it towards the top of the shoulder, towards her head. So the infraspinatus is for rotating the shoulder backwards towards the back. There it is. You feel that just all of a sudden your arm is just like, yeah, it's in a locked position. So we're just going to hold. We're going to kind of let it relax a little bit. And we're going to kind of move it. Good. There we go. Ta-da. Yeah. Now I want you guys just to notice that we've got movement all over that shoulder blade. That's the way it's supposed to move. So I'm not thinking she's going to have a deltoid or tricep problem, but I'm just going to come down here and look and just kind of feel. Tricep feels really good. I'm going to use my fingers on the deltoid. There we go. So you guys can see that whole thing jumping and spasming. You can see as I'm trying to move it, the tricep doesn't want to move with the deltoid. So that means you know you're on the correct spot. So you can roll the arm to expose the deltoid. You can straighten the arm out. There we go. There you go. Bam, bam. See, and then it moves. Woohoo! Oh, yeah, look at that shoulder. Can you feel that difference in the shoulder blade? Right in there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to come on the lat muscle now, and then I'm going to finish on the trap muscles in the shoulder. All right, so what we're going to do is get into this lat muscle. Now you can see how we've got the shoulder blade. It's popping out now. It's not sucked over. The lat muscle is kind of the funnest one to get and the most difficult. Because a lot of times what happens in a shoulder that's really tight like hers, the lat muscle actually will curl down like that. So our job is you got to pull that lat muscle down and stretch it out at the same time to get the edge. So you're actually going to be doing a couple of different things. So once you get kind of the edge, then we're going to move it up and back. And she just locked. Good. So if they lock up like that, you just hold until their body relaxes. There we go. I'm going to shift because now I can really feel where the edge is. Which is right there. I want you guys to see how tight her deltoid is. There we go. That's compensation. Hopefully you guys just saw this go poop and it just dropped down, so it dropped me in. So I'm going to come down, going to let some slack on it. Going to come up. There we go. We still got, yeah. Okay, her deltoid still is tense, but she's not, there it goes, locked in position. Feel how that's relaxing? So we just got this to the pop, and now look at that. So her lat muscle and her deltoid were compensating with each other. So I'm just going to go in and check and make sure. And there's the other one, which is right underneath, because her deltoid just locked up again. So that means we've got another one. And what I'm doing is this right here is a teres major. I'm underneath the teres major, so I'm inferior it. And I'm right on the lat muscle where it runs parallel to the teres major. And we're just being really patient. This is where I talk to them about their kids and what vacations they've been on. And there you go. You guys see that? Sherry, did you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that lat finally let go. Now you guys need to rewind that and watch that, but I want you guys just to see that there was just more than just one. So the lat muscle attaches into here, across the shoulder blade, and attaches to the spinal cord and goes over the erector spinae. So you can have a knot up in here, a knot here. If it curls this way, it can pull and pinch. So right here, there's not just a one size fits all for the lat muscle. Yeah, that looks so good. So now even what's happening is this shoulder blade and even this shoulder blade, the one on the right, has just sunk down. So the more we've released this, the more this is brought up this way, and the more that the right side has kind of sunk down, which is really good. So we've got triceps. She really felt good on the triceps. The deltoid is really right in there. That's what we really needed to work on. And now we're going to come up here and we're going to get this. We're going to kind of get the trap, even pin the levator scapula, and get the serratus anterior, or excuse me, serratus posterior, superior. And I'm going to do this all in a chair. All right, so now what I'm going to do is there's a couple different things. We can get the levator scapula, which how you come up into here and you grab it this way. We totally can do that, but she's more bulged here on the trap muscle and the rhomboid. So that's what I'm going to look at first, is right in here. She's got a big old bump. So I'm going to take it from the neck and I'm going to kind of push things this way, so towards the elbow or lateral. And then I'm going to grab that arm and kind of shift it up. Now you can see how her deltoid is really loose. Where I was working with the lat, that was extremely tight. See, the shoulder blade is moving just exactly how it's supposed to. So if they don't have any shoulder problems, okay, do you guys see that? That was a rhomboid. So all I'm doing is I'm just putting the pressure on it and I'm bringing those muscles up to my knuckle. That's going to save a lot of energy. It's going to save a lot of tension for you. Ooh. Now it's flipping. You guys can see that flip over. It's a very ropey muscle. And that's fine. If it flips, you know, if it hurts when it flips it over, you know, then you're going to kind of want to back off a little bit. So that one flipped and dropped me in on it. And there we go. Okay, so let me explain what just happened. I kept flipping over, so I waited for it to flip, and then I pinned it so it rolled in between my two knuckles. I can't even, anyway, it rolled in between these two knuckles. Once I had it pinned, then I was able to push, and that muscle separated. It dropped me in, and now I am on the trap muscle and the erector spinae muscles. This is where those erector spinae muscles come up and attach on top. Now, is this radiating anywhere at all? There it goes. It just popped.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, now look at her kind of spasming out. But what I'm looking at is I'm looking for her shoulder blade. And her shoulder blade isn't trying to go up into her ear. See, when we bring it up this way, there we go, there we go, there we go. When we bring it up this way, so when I get to this point, that's when things, there we go. Okay, did you feel that? Okay, now, oh, we got something in here. So we're going to take it back. You guys saw how that just spasmed. It didn't really hurt, did it, Sherry? It just spasmed. There we go. There, how's that feel?
Better.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. Perfect. So now we got all that out of the way. You can see how flat that is. Now I'm going to come up underneath that trap muscle and get the levator scapula. Now this could shoot here, shoot to your head, or it could shoot down to your arm. Or it could just be really localized right in there. So I'm on the levator scapula and the supraspinatus. There we go. Okay, you feel that difference in there, Sherry? There we go. Look at that. Lots more movement. Look how that just jiggles. That is exactly how we want. Most people don't like things jiggling. I love things jiggling. You might have to just be a little bit more politically correct on that with your clients. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is here's a little bonus. So once all this is taken care of, you can actually see the shoulder blade popping up, just like that. What I like to do is I just kind of go and I'll check some lats right in through there. And I'll just kind of pinch it. If you can do this, great. If not, this is just a little bonus for you guys. And then you can also really get a good stretch. And this is just kind of more for a stretching out of the muscles. You just grab it and you're just moving those muscle fibers. So what I'm doing is I'm pinching together and I'm kind of holding it down towards the low back while stretching. There we go. And we got a little pop. We got a little pop, little movement. There we go. Oh yeah. So what I want you guys to notice now is the difference in those shoulder blades. They're the exact same. They're symmetrical. The shoulders are down here. All right. If we were to bring this strap back up and sit here, it was going to be more relaxed than actually tucked underneath and causing that. The triceps look really good. The deltoids look really good. The neck is fantastic. Her spine is straight. There's no rotation. I'm looking down towards her hips, her knees, and her ankles, and they all look fantastic. So, all right, you guys, this is it. I mean, we just got a few more. So practice, keep working on it. If you have any questions, fill out the survey, get on the Facebook page. Let me know if you have any questions, if anything needs to be explained. But this is a really good video. She was kind of spasming all over the place. So this is fantastic. All right. Okay. To your success. See ya.